Yeah, bafethu junior KHANYE KHOHLWA ayazi bafethu the slot banner power. I can't say banner power anymore. Mara mina ngibelieve ukuthi kumele ngisho abantu abanye mangihlangana nabo endleleni. Junior wawuthi banner power. Endaweni encane banner power Soccer City. Moses Mapitcha. Old Trafford ya ngazibiza zonke. Junior KHANYE KHOHLWA, don't forget hashtag World Sport Betting, hashtag bet with the best. Swambul mfana se Daveyton 1520. Namhlanje ngiphethe the one and the only. Skene endabeni angifuna ukudile kakhulu, mastermind. Underrated in South Africa, but the knowledge behind. Uzozishelo yena Mr. Coach Floyd Mogale, former Mamelodi Sundowns youth development coach, former Kaizer Chiefs youth development coach, former Wits youth development coach, also he's been around. He coached Free State Stars. I remember as assistant. He was a head coach of Royal M. Once at ENFD, which is now a Mitsipe Foundation Championship. Ngispanile na kancane, but uzokrend with us Khune. So experienced in terms of football. Akusabantu esibahayipayo. Coach, welcome. Kunjani coach?
Thank you very much, Junior. Thanks for inviting me to your show. Thank you very much. I feel very, very privileged to be here. And yeah, much you've said about me. I think I'm a custodian of football in South Africa. You've said it. I started with Wits University. I spent about 10 years at Wits. I moved to Kaizer Chiefs. That's where we reveal players like Junior KHANYE, Jabu Pule, Michael Nkambule, Kagiso Sinamela, Itumelong Khune, Touch Mabaso, and Tlantla Kubeka. That was Kaizer Chiefs. Roy. We had a couple, quite a number of good players. And remember, you were working with Coach Farouk. We had Coach Farouk with us. We had the late Ted Dimitri, may his soul rest in peace. With Ryder Mufokeng, may his soul rest in peace. We had Ace Mapegapatsi, Ntsweleng, what a legend. What a player for South Africa. Those who didn't see Ace playing, I don't know what they've missed. He was one of the coaches at Kaizer Chiefs. We had Ntsiye Mapike.
Terasipua.
We had Terasipua. Oh, what a gentleman. What a knowledge. That man is a wisdom. That man is, he knows football, especially youth football. No one can come closer to him, you know. And we had Ace Kuze, Donald Kuze, and obvious Dr. Kumalo. He was introduced into the academy. We had a number of good youth coaches. But I must say, I enjoyed myself at Kaizer Chiefs, especially with what we have brought to Kaizer Chiefs. And the same season, we won the league in the Premier League 2 years in a row, back to back with the late Ted Dimitri. Yourself, I remember. Jabu Pule, I remember. Michael Nkambule, I remember. And Skapi Malati, I remember. Ntantla Kubeka, I remember. Itumelong Khune. You know, Itumelong came to Kaizer Chiefs. He came to the trials. Actually, he was not a goalkeeper. He came for the trials as a striker. He came as a striker. You know, we at Milo Park, and I was sitting there with Bratera and Ryder and Ace. You know, he was coming in playing and say, "Lo also still is cut." We chased him. We chased him away. Wabuya 40 later as a goalkeeper, but we didn't realize him. Hey. Abamba Lamapolo, Kumatral, and Bratero, hey man, this boy looks very, very good. Maybe we should have a look at him as a goalkeeper. Not realizing that Utumi came as a striker earlier on, we chased him, we took him out of the list. And that's how Tumi became a Kaizer Chiefs goalkeeper, the number one in Mzansi. With due respect, maybe Rowan is trying to fill up those shoes, but to me, still the number one goalkeeper in South Africa. Nobody can close that space. To me, still, he was the number one South African goalkeeper.
I agree with you.
And a great goalkeeper. Great goalkeeper. Yeah. Great character. Yeah. The ball distribution, second to none.
Yeah.
Second to none. Because remember, we had the goalkeeper coach, Reina. The German guy. That guy was magic. Yeah. Very, very major.
Oh, I remember him.
Yes. And you guys were still, you guys were still playing. And remember, you had a very, very good under-19, huh?
Yeah.
especially yourself and Njabu Pule and Michael Nkambule. Yes, we were lazy said Daveyton Ziyahlopa, but we just couldn't play a game without you guys. We just couldn't play a game at under 19 KZN Chiefs without the Daveyton trio. We couldn't. I remember we went to Caesar Dukashi on the 16th of June. We invited an Eastern Cape, you know, and my
Which year was that?
was 2001.
Yeah.
Yes. We had Abu Dona Mashelin.
Oh,
what
I
a
remember,
player, what a
yeah.
striker. And KB the striker. You remember we couldn't go out of that stadium because yourself, Kagiso Sinamela, Jabu Pule, Michael Nkambule, and Tash Mabaso, and we played against Bushbuck. We that stadium was full into capacity. What you guys were doing?
No Ace Nsweleng
Yes,
I
it was
remember.
myself and Ace Nsweleng in the bench and Ryder
The late
Mufokeng.
Ace, yes,
Late
and-
Ace
yeah.
Nsweleng.
This all resting
We
to the-
couldn't go out of that stadium because when we arrived at the airport, people were saying to me, "I'm a coach." You know, I remember John Maduka, the current coach of Royal AM. Hey, coach, he was playing for Bushbuck by then. Hey, coach, nisletela bafana abancane, man. They were referring that to you. Hey, coach, nisletela bafana abancane, man. Hey, bancane la bafana laba. That's where you guys got professional contracts. That's where people scout identified you, because the late Teds, by that time they had 2-3 games to go before they won the league, and there was no need to take the senior team Abu Mbesuma, Abu Khadebe to Eastern Cape, and you said, let's bring our reserve team. We arrive in the airport. I remember what coach Neta Bafana Bangani. Hey, these boys are too small, man. Bangani. What you guys did on the day, it was a show. It was a show at Caesar Dugashi Stadium. It was a show. You hammered that Bushbuck, and then you guys couldn't go out of the dressing room. Remember a flight Yashia? We missed our flight because we couldn't go out of Eastern Cape. The supporters were saying we want to. This is the KZN Chiefs we know. You know, and I know now by this Mickey Mouse football, le ball I win, le ball I win, and you guys did it. Jabu Pule, with due respect,
One of the best for me.
one of the best that this
for
country,
me, yes.
one of the best that this country has ever produced.
Well, there's politics, but for me, even
Jabu
now,
is one of the best that
Nami,
live
Arizona.
the lifestyle, outside lifestyle. People have crucified you guys because Jabu Pule was doing this, but you guys had life. But take that thing away. You guys were real football players, and you know the credit must go to Coach Farouk and Coach Ted with the maximum training that they were implying at training. Because at KZN Chiefs with Academy, especially with Rao and we moved to San Barnabas, all we were doing was maximum training. No roadworks, no 8 rounds, 8 laps, no. It was all ball mastering, mastering the ball, juggling, small-sided games. And that paid dividends, and that pays the price. You could see when you speak of Junior KHANYE, you know, and you say, wow, what a player. What a player, Junior KHANYE. Not that I'm buying your face, but you were one of our best special players that we had at KZN Chiefs. You were one of the best special. I remember when we were telling Bob Steak about you, Bob Steak didn't know you. He said, yo, if you think Jabu Pule is good, there's another one that is coming from Daveyton. And I think by now we should go and give him these flowers while he's still alive. Chana Mahlobi.
Bennett Mehlomakul from
Bennett
Daveyton.
Mehlomakulu
Yeah.
Mahlobi.
So coach sorukungena emlonyeni first of all, and ngiyakuza ukuthi vele indaba iyashisa bengingafuni ukukhatha. Indaba, the reason I called you, the information you have. Yabo nami, I'm not buying a face. Some people, they don't know who you are, and which is today ngifuna si unpack and sizomix abantu basixolele bafitha somixa isiZulu kune English nyana, but isiZulu will make sure ukuthi sihlala kusiZulu. Coach, ngifuna ukwazi ubani Mr. Mogale and ubuya kuphi?
Well, Floyd Mogale, they normally call me, I've got so many nicknames. Some call me Jose Mourinho, which I don't like that name. I don't know, they call me Mourinho. I don't like the kind of coach, but it's okay. Others they call me, there's so many names that they call me. But Floyd started his career at Wits University. Floyd, he's from Alexander Township, Gomora. You can't believe I was nurtured at Alex by Ivan Koza. Ivan Koza is from Alex. I used to play for Magwaza at Alexander. I used to play for the team called Blackpool, Alex Blackpool. And I graduated, I played for Longhorn. And we had a split there, it called Ajax mate. But with due respect, my love, my passion for football, it was through Ivan Koza. Because he was our chairman at Alexander Association, Football Association. So he's always been, our father, our role model, and somebody that makes us to look like we want to go to play for the PSL, and we want to go and work for the PSL. So for him today to be the chairman of the PSL, to be the chairman of Orlando Pirates, to be the vice president of SAFA, it doesn't come as a fluke. The man has worked his way out to be where he is. He's got passion, that man, for football. That man has made me. And anybody that comes from Alex, you've got the likes of Sylvester Ndaba, one of the best referees that was produced by Alexander in the PSL, Sylvester Ndaba. We had Ntate Selepe, even the chairman of NSL, Ntate Lepile Taunyane. He comes from Alex. He was staying in my same street. I'm coming from Alexander at 7th Avenue. And Ntate Lepile Taunyane, I was still young. And those are the people that were running football. And Bo Sten Chabalala. People don't know that Sten originally is from Alexander. So those are the people that made me to be who I am. But it's just unfortunately currently now, football has been made to be like technology. People are saying, "Hey, labo Floyd laba," but outdated. Football is football. Football is football. Will remain football. Yes, we might not be relevant to the game as people think we are not relevant now, but our football now is not where it's supposed to be. The standard of the game in South Africa is not where it's supposed to be currently. Our under-17 is not doing well. Our under-20 is not doing well. Our under-23 is not doing well. Only Bafana is doing well. You know why? Because of Mamelodi Sundowns. And if you go back to why is Sundowns doing well? Sundowns at one stage was struggling. 2010, 2000. I joined Sundowns 2009. Myself, Ted Dumitru, Zippo Dlangalala, Sudesh Sain, then Malisela.
Foundation got Ted.
If I start talking that language, you know what I'm talking about. That's football in South Africa. We also had, then we introduced Abu Steenbok, Abu Spaghetti Nari. But because of the philosophy, because of the of how Ted understood the South African football, the South African player. And we took that maximum training to Mamelodi Sundowns. And immediately we joined 2009. Our recruitment, we knew that our base is based, our recruitment based is from the School of Excellence. We took Abu Mahlatsi Makudubele, Abu Litlabika, Abu Ace, Abu Samuel Julius from the School of Excellence into our structure. We relocated our development structure to Potchefstroom, we call it Alspark Tawana. You remember we beat Platinum Rovers, Platinum Stars. It was coached by Steve Kompela in the net bank. And people were like, who are these small boys? we hammered them in the net bank. And not only beating them, we outclassed them. And this is where people started realizing that, hey, lento yasebenza lena ma lento akathethi liyasebenza le bathi baphasa kakhulu. This is how we play football. Surely in South Africa we don't respect the paying customers. The paying customers being the supporters. You ask yourself, why are two teams in South Africa they've got support? Chiefs and Pirates. Chiefs support, it looks like it's not doing well now. Not that they're not doing well, but because the team is not doing well. Chiefs is the only team in the country that can play in Devon, in Moses Mabhida, in Cape Town, in PE. Anyway, Peter Mokaba, they've got support. Because that brand, it's associated with good football. And you look at Pirates now, they're doing well. So if you go to Orlando, the stadium is full every week. People want to see this boy, Relebohile.
Yeah.
Why? He plays the football that South African supporters understand, associate themselves with. You understand? And this is where it's getting it wrong, where I hear some of my, I don't like calling names, but I like my music. You know, the reason why those who followed me most, I'm always on music. You ask yourself why. Music will never let you down. I like my football. I don't want to watch the game and after the game and listen to the coaches, even some of the journalists saying, yeah, we don't have to play well. We have to grind the results. You can't go on the national TV and say such things and say people must grind results. You can't grind results week in, week out. You can't. And you are not respecting the pay customers. You are not respecting the supporters. Because the supporters wants to come. Football is part of entertainment, remember. People are coming to enjoy themselves, to express themselves, and on the ball, I've forgotten Skara Ngobese. In that team of 10, we had Skara Ngobese. And I'll tell the people now. We had a game, we played one game, and one of the coaches is coaching now at Cape Town. Esmerendop. He was a coach at Chiefs. Just before Ted came. He didn't want Skara at all. Skara would get the ball and...
He's the one coach. Ted got him Skara and then NS came and released him. We played against Super Sports in the Coca-Cola Cup in Bloemfontein. And you know what Skara Ngobese did to the Super Sports right back, Umlungu? It was some white boy in the white... SA, now it's Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it was Coca-Cola. It was a Coca-Cola Cup.
Oh.
And they had Tiko Mudiso Super Sports. Skara Ngobese was the man of the match. Remember, we had Skara on the left, you had Jabu on the left, on the right. And you had you as a number 10. I don't know whether we were number 10 or we were hiding 10 somewhere there. But all I know is you guys were mesmerizing Super Sports on that evening in Bloemfontein with Skara. Skara was doing everything with the ball. And coming back to say why people are not coming to the game. People are not coming to the game simply because the product that we're giving to the people is wrong. People don't associate themselves with Route 1 football. You kick it there, second ball, you score a goal. We celebrate, we close shop, we go back home. Player like Lodge today is suffering. Lodge is suffering now. It's heartbroken to see a player like Lodge who's not even starting lineup. If you know Lodge, if you have seen Lodge, Lodge is a good player. But because coaches will tell you, in my team, if I work with you, let me say, I work with Ted and Farouk. At training, we never allowed our players to play two-touch. Never. Because Ted was saying to us, players must never be robots. Let them express themselves. Let them make mistakes. Because if you don't allow our players to make mistakes, at training, during the game is going to be worse. That's why you guys, yourself, Jabu Pule, Skara Ngobese, Abu Skapi Malatsi, and Touch Mabaso, and even Kagiso Sinamela. One of the best fine number 6 that South Africa, a good pass of the ball with vision.
Underrated.
Stammer. That boy
knows football.
Even now, you can take Jabu Pule now, Kagiso Sinamela now, to any team. Yes, leave his age. Take the 20-year-old now and put Kagiso here. That boy can play. That boy is a thinker.
Number 6.
He can pass, he can distribute, he can connect passes, he can break. He can score goals. There's a goal that he scored now in these tournaments now.
Phyllis.
Phyllis.
And not once, I think we shared 10 times different tournaments.
I'm telling you.
It's a nature.
It's in his DNA.
Yeah.
And
Kalawa Chase.
Kalawa. You can't believe, I recruited that boy at the age of 15 years at Wits University. 15 years. He was a youngster, Kagiso, when he came to me. 15 years. That boy was struggling. We're training at Max Park. He was playing for the under-19 and he was already 15 years at Wits. He was playing Nabu Stanton Fredericks, Nabu Mangoba Ngwenya, Nabu Josta Dladla, Nabu Lawrence Masakela.
Oh, Skeggs.
Oh.
Ngibonile team yokusidlalela under-19. Regan Noble.
Nabu Keegan Noble. There's another one called Sipom Gomezulu. That was a team, and it comes back to when you ask me who's Floyd. I've got an eye for talent. I hear people saying they're doing this data scouting. What is that? You have to go and see the talent. And now I still say, there's one person in South Africa that I respect when it comes to talent, which is Jomosono. But I don't think there's any. I think I was in the line of myself, Jomosono, Sten Chabalala, Shakes Mashaba, Sam Bata. Sam, you can identify talent.
Sundowns.
Sam Bata, you can say what you like about him. Kevin Johnson. I don't think Kevin Johnson achieves the role that they gave him. It was, you see, teams like Chiefs, you don't want Kevin Johnson to be head coach. You want Kevin Johnson to look after the academy, to look after the future of Kaizer Chiefs. Because people are worried about the coach, about the tactics, about this. It's not about the tactics. It's about identifying the talent and polishing that talent and making it to be the Jabu Pule, and making it to be the Michael Nkambule, and making it to be even the same Kaizer Junior. Kaizer Junior played for me at Wits University at the age of 15. Good player, you could see. He was a good player. It was him, Kaizer Junior. It was Bamosa Sono, even Kosa. They were in my team in the under-17 at Wits University. And you're talking way back 2000 not even 2000, 1999. Late 1999, 1998. Kaizer Junior was a good player. You used to call him Anelka. He knows it. I call him Anelka, and he laughed. I said, hey, you used to score goals. He used to score goals. I think the only problem that he had, maybe going to Kaizer Chiefs because of his father's team, that was put him under pressure. The pressure, because people expected too much from Kaizer. Too much from him as a striker and playing for his father's team, Kaizer Chiefs. Chiefs is a big team. Not anybody can play for that jersey.
But understand.
People, it pains me now to see what is happening at Kaizer Chiefs now. It pains me because I was at Kaizer Chiefs for 4 years. And in that 4 years, we brought success at Kaizer Chiefs. We brought success at Kaizer Chiefs. Not Malakias. Success. We won the league 3 times in a row. Back to back. And after we left, then things started. We started grinding results there and there. And Stuart Baxter came, and yes, he won the league twice, maybe. But the damage that it was caused, because once we moved and they introduced the player, the coaches and the technical team that were results orientated. Yes, it's good to have the results, but you have to build a base. You have to build that empire. Kaizer Chiefs is an empire. You can't win. Next week you drop. You get results there, No, it should be sustained. You see what's happening at Barcelona now. You could see that's for the future. If you watch Barcelona, you could see this is for the future. Because after Messi left, they made a huge mistake and brought the coaches that were worried about the Champions League and playing dirty football. Yes, we all want to win. People remember you as a winner. We won. But we come in there and say, but how did you get these results? Can you get the same result tomorrow? Can you get the same results next week?
Consistency, I understand. Yeah.
Can you get the same results after 2 weeks? No.
It's
There's
not
no,
gonna be
there's no
sustainable.
consistency. It's just what you call grinding results. Yes, yeah. I'm glad we're here today. We didn't play well. We had to grind those results. I look at you and I keep quiet. Then I switch off. I listen to my Luda Venros. I'm a great fan of Luda Venros. I listen to music. Once we start talking about grinding results, I switch off. I go to my friend and listen to my
Coaching
music.
nenye question sorry kungena emlonyeni. Ngifuna ukwazi one the question as I have. Coach Mogale, did he play the game? Njengoba usho ngizwile ngifuna kancane just how good you were. Ngikhuluma i-position, best position and i-career yakho ye-coaching ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi nginama-question ayi-3. One, igame uye wayidlala ukudlala like on the field as a player and what position you were playing, how good you were and ubani who influenced you to start being ube involved in terms of coaching? Those are questions that I've got.
Well, growing up in LX, obvious, I played football. I was not a great football player, but I was a right back. I was only black. We were two of us that were selected. By then, it was Southern Transvaal, in the Transvaal team, with only 2 black guys that were selected to represent Transvaal. No, it was not an easy thing to platform to go to play for Transvaal by then. I played as a right back. One thing with me, I was a good header of the ball. Even now, I'm a good header. At training, I demonstrate when I do I'm very good to be a header, you know. That I'm very proud of. I was a right back, very, very good right back. This going up and down, that was my strength. Going up, going down, going up, putting those crosses in. I was very, very good in that. But I think the person that influenced me to be a coach was my brother-in-law. It was my brother-in-law. It was Ted Dumitru and Neil Tovey. Even Derek Blackansey. My brother-in-law introduced me to Transnet, to Coach Farouk, actually.
School of Excellence?
Yes. When School Excellence started there, my brother-in-law introduced me to Coach Farouk and Zunaid Mall and Coach Paradise Moikets. My brother-in-law, his name is Aubrey Sichwaro. Then we had a satellite in Alexander. This is where Abu Romario Romza, you remember the late Romza?
Lucky
Masele. We introduced Abu Romza. That's why we brought him to Kaizer Chiefs. You know, Abu Romza.
He's from school?
Yes, from school.
No, yes,
Abu Ninja Mufukeng.
Awuyeza lapha ngikhuluma naye ngiyamcela untwana ngokuthi South Africa ibona ngijam le.
If you think Ninja was a star, there was another one, Yuhlala Marlboro, they call him Slokes, centre back. Oh. These are the players that we introduced from the school and from Alex. That's where I was introduced as the under-19 coach satellite from the School of Excellence. Because I was not based at Essen Park. I was based in Alex. We had satellites. We had one in Alex. We had one in Soweto. We had one in El Dorado Park. In Alexander, it was headed by Obris Chwaro, myself, Coach Farouk Ken. Coach Farouk was working with us in Alex, and the late Wanda Maseko. Yes. But the LX project was more powerful in terms of showcasing the players, because we had more players. Like Masele, he didn't play for Kaizer Chiefs by fluke. He could score, that boy.
I ngimbonile ku development bekanzima kakhulu.
Strong.
Left and right, dynamic as well.
And we had Kelvin Sosibo. You remember called Kelvin Sosibo?
Devin.
Yes.
I played with him with development.
Yes.
I never played a
left back
with his full potential.
Yes. And those were the project of this academy that produced the School of Excellence. But we were in the satellite. you know, with ourselves. And I was working closer with Derek Plekansi. He was a CEO at Wits University. That's why I ended up going to Wits.
Oh.
That's why I was working.
From school you went to Wits?
Yes. But yes, from the school. Because at Wits I was working full time. At the school year, I was a part-time. Remember?
I understand the satellite.
Yes, it was more of our satellite. It was more of our satellite. And this is where I get that thing of working with Derek Plekansi to Wits University. Yeah. And answering your question, yes, I was a right back. I've played football and I was introduced to, but to be giving a proper platform. Remember, I was the first black guy to coach at Wits University when it was the era of so-called apartheid by then, 1992, 93. There was no black guy coaching at Wits. You know, in my team, I coached Steve Barker, the coach of Stellenbosch.
I didn't know.
People don't know that. People think Coach Floyd, Mafigizolo. He was on my team, Steve Barker. He used to play for Wits senior team. And you know, because we had a reserve team, I was in charge of the reserve team. So when the late Eddie Lewis, may his soul rest in peace, go to the game, I used to remain with the reserve, though they are not in the camp. So with Steve Barker, he will be in my team. Roger Disa, sometimes didn't make a team, he'll be in the team. Eric Tinkler, sometimes will make a team, he'll be in my team. All those, I'm talking about top coaches that are top coaches that I've coached them at the junior level, you know. And by then you're talking 1992, 93. No one would have joined Wits. It was a predominantly white team at Wits. And for me to be in that dressing room where it was myself and George Mkhotsi, the rest is white. It was, you know, that era, it was still, you know, before 1994. Remember the elections were 1994. And we were there in 1993, 94. So this is where I started my coaching journey. And in between, I was recruited by Coach Farouk to Kaizer Chiefs. That's where I joined you guys at Milo Park.
Yes, I remember.
At Rao.
Yeah. Mina ngicina ukuvethe sidlala against wena nabo skicks abo nini ngikubona ku. So coach, basically ile ngifuna ukuyibuza. The development, how important is development football? I keep on asking questions to abantu abanjengawe. Coach Zipho Dlangalala has promised to me that he will come. Because as South Africa coach, to tell the truth, they don't, for me, I don't think they reach you guys like other coaches that were mentioning in terms of media people, what they're saying. Okay, well, umuntu mangabamnikile mhlambi chance, we can't question that. But for me, true. One, I've played against your team. I've seen Abu Kalawa, played against Abu Utukalawa, who's a Mangiagusina Begago under 17. I saw the players that you've coached, Abu Skicks, Regan.
Abu Malum. There's a boy called Malumbo in Daveyton.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. My question was, why coaches like you, Zipho Dlangalala, Sembata,
Del Malisela,
Dance,
Kevin Johnson,
even
him,
Farouk, they're not
the structures of South African football.
I'm talking about this, not teams per se, the structure of ngoba ngiyabuza uyi-fan development, and how important, the question is, how important is development football in South Africa? Important kangakanani? And as to why ningekho ku-structure. I'm talking about those coaches ngiyababala laba engibabalile bonke, including uRulana Mgwenaza outside. I know which is good for him, but I think in South Africa we should have used him as Bafana coach or assistant. Some baby Bafana to me, him and Pizzo. So why you not under structure South African football? Those are questions that true that I'm having now.
Yeah, thanks, my brother, for asking this question. It pains us to see us being outside the structure of South African football, and especially when the director of football is one of us. The director of football is one of us. I'm talking about the director of football of South African football, which is Walter Steenbok. He's one of us. We brought him to Alspark Tawana. We brought him to Sundowns because The philosophy that he thinks the way we're thinking. He knows how we should be playing football in the country. And for somebody to say, Floyd doesn't have a CAF A license, he can't be in the structure. We've produced the best in the country. We are more experienced than these guys because the certificate, I'm not saying people mustn't go to school. I mustn't say coaches mustn't attend courses. But I'm saying you can't just judge Floyd and Coach Walter, Zippo Dlangalala because he doesn't have a CAF B license. So he can't be in the structure. When you're supposed to sit down and say the capacity of these guys, the experience of these guys, what these guys have done for South African football. Look at Sudesh sign. If you sitting there listening to him analyzing the game at Super Sports, wow.
And Ted told me about him
Wow.
first. Yeah.
That guy.
And I went close with him.
We're not even in the structure of South African football. It's painful now. I was watching the under-17 play COSAFA. We can't even win COSAFA.
I was the ambassador of that tournament. Yeah.
We can't even win COSAFA. That tells you about our youth football development and who are the people that are there. With due respect, a 10-day course doesn't make you a good coach. I can't go to the course tomorrow and attend 10 days, then after 10 days I'm a coach. You need to be mentorship. You need to bring coaches like Bratera Sipua, coaches like Esther Khumani, and bring them in here and mentorship those coaches. Under 17 was terrible. Under 20 last year, they didn't qualify with the same coach. And you still bring him. He failed. It means in South Africa, he must fail to get a job. Under 23, they didn't qualify. The only team that is giving us a hope in South Africa is Bafana Bafana. Bafana Bafana because of Mamelodi Sundowns. It's not because Bruce is a very, very good coach, but because of the Sundowns is profiling South African football the way it should be played. And kudos must go to Coach Pitso, Coach Mangoba, Coach Rulani. They maintain the philosophy of South African football through Mamelodi Sundowns. Mamelodi Sundowns last year through Rulani Mukwena, they've played 29 games unbeaten.
Coach, just to go back, when we talk about the national team, we surviving because yes, nigga hope the senior side. As ngisho mina, as usual, under 17 we failed. Only the senior side that is giving hope. And I get confused ngifuna mhlawumbe ngichazisele mawuthi yes nigga hope because when I check Mamelodi Sundowns, the senior side, most of the players that are there. Those are not developed players. I'm talking about proper developed. They're playing with natural talent. Ngifuna ngichazisele what is the reason which they perform, especially what's the reason how they play the way badlala ngakhona yini reason is ukuthi badlale the way South Africa mele idlale ngakhona because easy bafana idlale the way idlala ngakhona is because of the Sundowns and those players they are not majority, let me say, out of 100 90% of those players they are not properly developed. But ngiyababona the way they are playing football, gune combination play, they score more or less each and every game in 10 games they badlala ngokufana, they score the same. Gune combination, we are gune build up, badlala ngama department. Yini reason ukuthi ngoba kuna development enamandla nguzumention indaba ye development but ku Sundowns they've been dominating and yasinceda ku national team. Why?
I don't want I don't like praising myself. Ezrom Nyandoro, Tera Malewa, Walter Steenbok, Trot Moloto. Now you'll understand where I'm going. Those names I've called.
Yeah,
Sundowns.
like, yeah.
Sundowns, maybe they've changed now. We were the pioneers of what you call talent identification. At Sundowns, the profiling is number one. Profiling of players, which we call it scouting. would sit in the boardroom for hours and hours and hours and hours profiling a player before we sign. Not just because I'm dealing with that agent, I want to make money, I want to sign him quick and we make money. No, it doesn't work like that. We'll sit and identify that player and follow him up. My brother, I used to stay in Ghana for 10 days. When we're following Serino for 15 days before we brought him to South Africa, profiling him, at training, at game time, even lifestyle. We're doing the lifestyle audit. This is what makes Sundowns to be the best in the country currently when it comes to profiling, and this is scouting. Because we were bringing right players for Sundowns. Right players for Sundowns. Because if you don't bring right players, you can bring a good player, but is he a right player for Sundowns? No. No. You see? And the behavior, how does he behave on and off the field? How does he behave at training at his current club before we bring him to Chlorocop? We're checking all those things. How does he behave? After training, where is he going? That was my duty, to police you. I was in Cape Town. I'm glad he's doing well now for Cape Town's Spurs as a coach, as an assistant coach. I'm glad he's doing very, very well. When he was a footballer of the year, we should have brought him to Chlorocop.
Who's that?
Manyama.
Oh, Lebu.
Lebu. He's my boy from LX. But I had to put the sentiments on the side and say, Lebu is from LX. We want him at Sundowns, but let me do the right thing for Sundowns. Let me follow Manyawa proper. I was in Cape Town for 10 days, just for Lebu. Just for Lebu and Kemit Erasmus. Just for Lebu. Lifestyle audit. How does he train? What time does he arrive at training? Behavior. Training session. After training, where is he going? All those factors. We know what he can offer, but we want to know before he comes in, is he not going to be a problem to Coach Pito? You see? Because we don't want to have a dressing room, a team where we've got players that are very disruptive. It will disrupt the way you guys want to play, the way you're doing things. Because Pito is, if you have never worked with Pito, Pito is one of the most hardest coach to work with. And I respect him for that. And he made Rulani to be a strong guy, to have a thick skin, to have Mangoba thick skin. People think I'm an arrogant coach. Nobody wants to work with me. I'm very, very arrogant. Not that I'm arrogant. I respect my job. When it comes to job, sentiments on the side. Work first. No sentiments. Whether you are from Gomorrah, whether you are from Daveyton, whether I'm your friend, but if you can't do the job, you can't do the job. Because there should be accountability at the end of the year. Unfortunate thing, I've worked with one of the best president in the country. I'm talking about Mutsepe. You know, when you work for that man, you don't sleep. He calls you anytime. He calls you anytime after AM to come and encounter. The next flight, if there's any good player in Ghana, in Congo, you're in that flight. Whether there is a civil war, whether they are fighting, you are there. You'll bring that player. But before you bring him, because people now are worried about data. Oh, the data. Because data, what I don't like about the data scouting, it shows you what you want to see. It shows you what you want to see. With us, with our eyes, with our experience, we follow you. I used to stay in Cape Town in Cubana, 2 a.m., drinking my Red Bull, sitting in there, looking, following the players that we want. We want to bring in Chlorocop, following them. Okay, this is how he lives. Oh, this is a lifestyle. Because I know those are the questions, those are the genuine questions that Coach Peter is going to ask me. Coach, Rosa, are you sure? Can you bring him over? Huh? Are you sure? Guys, I want to win the Champions League. You understand? So you need to be accountable. You need to be accountable to the player. You can't just bring players when the season finish, you're offloading 10. Then there's no accountability. At Sundowns with Patrice, we know every season when the season finish, as a scouting department, myself, Walter Steinbock, Ezra Mnyandoro, Trot Moloto, Tera Malewa, we're going to be called at Santen to come and account for each and every player that we brought. Can he play? He cost us this much. The figures have been put in front of us. We're not talking rands, we're talking millions. This is what we have spent on this player. And he's not in the starting lineup. Or the coach is not happy with him. What is it that you've seen as that department? Because remember, scouting is not, we used to call it HR at Sundowns. We used to call scouting HR. If you know what is HR, HR is human resource. For every company to do well, the HR must be good. But if the HR is not good, I feel pity what is happening at Naturena. And when people like us, who have done it at Torokop, and they're struggling with that HR department, naturally they're struggling. And even if they're not happy, we tell the truth. Not that we tell the truth, we don't like them, because we love that team. I grew up supporting Kaizer Chiefs. I grew up supporting Kaizer Chiefs.
You're talking about Naturena.
Naturena. You used to call the Pefeni Glamour Boys. We used to be sponsored by Iwisa. That's where Ace Ntsweleng, Teenage Dladla, Zebulon Putan Shapo, all the legends at Kaizer Chiefs. I know them very well. And to see them struggling the way they're struggling now with that HR department, it worries me. It worries me and say, how can such a big brand in South Africa? Because remember, the best of Kaizer Chiefs, it's good for the economy of South Africa. For South Africa to do well economically, when Chiefs is doing well, those mamas that are selling food there, they're doing well. All the provinces, Chiefs goes to Moses Mabhida, everybody, the business is blooming, the hotels are blooming, the transport is blooming, the airports are blooming. Everything is doing well. Do you understand? And you see them not doing well now, not because of the coaching. The problem is not about coaching at Chiefs. It's because of the wrong players that bring into this team. And it has proven the point that players they've been bringing, they're wrong. Because you bring a player, 6 months down the line is out. And I'm saying, where is accountability? Is Braquet not strong enough to call that department into order? To say, hey, we're wasting money here. To bring any foreign player into South Africa, any foreign player you bring into South Africa, he must be better than what you've got in South Africa. He must be better than Mshishi. He must be better than Neo Maema. One of the best number 10 I've seen in South Africa. One of the best number 10.
Underrated.
Lebu Mabua. One of the best wingers we've got. And I see they've offloaded him. It's okay, I kept quiet. It's none of my business. But I will never offload that boy. You know that boy was with us at Chiefs, Lebu.
I didn't know.
When you guys were senior, he was just under, I think was under 15. You know, after we left, I don't know what happened, and I saw Lebu was gone. But I remember him from Chiefs, Lebu. Those are the players that are supposed to be in the system. Those are the players that whoever comes as a coach. I used to fight with Coach Piso. And not that we're fighting, but because of I will respect my job. I respect the brand. I used to say to the president, coaches come and go. And Coach Piso used to think I'm personal against him. No. And say, hey, leave the players. No player must move here. Because you can't have this coach come, tomorrow you offload this one, tomorrow this one comes, you offload this one, tomorrow. No. We all as a team need to protect. We know, as long as that department is strong, we say, hey, Baba, you've hired you to do your coaching here. If we're a player, you can go. I like Pirates. I like the attitude of Nkosana there at Pirates. They sign players, but hey, that department is sober.
You're talking about HR local.
The HR Pirates. It's sober.
Yeah, mind you, one of the best, yes.
It's sober.
And they went back.
And if you look at them in the market, they don't go.
Just how
they don't go like in the market, billions, Pirates, no. They sign these unknowns. This HR is lazy to go down and get to Lebohile.
Yeah, talent.
Lebohile, he came to Sundowns at the age of 12 years with Coach Sam Butter. He was in our Sunday school, Sunday morning program. 12, 13, 14, 15, he was offloaded at Sundowns. And I asked why. Because there's no accountability. Nobody can say, Coach, no, this player, this is the future. No. You need somebody like that.
That's a problem in South African football. We lost so many talented players, right?
Currently, talented players are not playing in South Africa. Nobody's protecting them. And then these boys become vulnerable now. And we end up playing with Puza, Enzine, because they're getting frustrated, poor boys. Because asina mentorship for these boys. These boys, because the current crop of coaches now, it's about results to them. Result, grinding. What is grinding? Grinding is not for us in South Africa. Grinding is truly, guys. Huh? Grinding is truly. We need to play football. We need to give the supporters. Tomorrow it's a derby. We can't grind there. The Calabash will have 90,000 people that wants to come and enjoy. Wow. And then you want to live. Let's give him the freedom. As long as he knows where to do it, when he scored a goal. But football is about entertainment. Remember, in football, we're competing with, there's other form of entertainment. There's music. There's amapiano. We're competing with amapiano. These boys, they rather go where you drive a piano because of lagu football sabahlogomeza thina ama coach. Ungadlali, dlali one touch, dlali two touch. Lento ayithandayo makafika groundini ukwatile umfana. Hayi wekhona coach lo mfana wakhe body language yakhe. Not that body language yakhe bad, but because of thina as coaches we're not helping him. If you take that boy uLebogile ku Pirates and you start giving him conditions, can't do this, you can't do this, you can't trap the ball like this, you can't this. Upelile. The boys finish. But the current coach at Pirates, he gave him the freedom. And you could see the boys.
There's something good about Jose. Being him down to Jose Rivera, but I give credit.
No.
He understands our players more than South African coach. We are I now start saying, this card, even as usual, they can identify the talent, but the players check out like it's a combination number one. Yeah. Combine those players and also individual to check out the best out of individual players, complement to the coach, getting results as well. And begin the age, well done to him. Yeah.
Definitely. And look at the market. Pirates are not spending a lot of money in the market in terms of signing 10 million, 30 million, 60 million. No. Who's Mbata? Not everybody can go and identify Mbata. Huh? You understand? And then you say, credit must go to Mpumi. Credit must go to Nkosana. Credit must go to this boy, say Alexander or Mtolisi.
Underrated.
But what do you expect from Gomorrah?
Yeah, there's a lot of talent.
The chairman is from Alex.
I think Shoes is coming there.
Shoes Mushew is coming from Alex. Myself, I'm coming from Alex. The late Lepile Daunyani comes from Alex. We've produced so many people who
Brian Baloyi
is from Alex. You know, I can call the list. You understand? And then you could see Obrasten. You'll see the talent. The late Stan. Obrasten, the guy born talent. Bohleli nayo Obrasten, makhuluma ngeplayer, you know what to do. Oh, when I was at Sundowns, our biggest threat to Pirates was Obrasten. And it comes to a player. We knew what Obrasten Mawati Pirates Funubani. We must be in front. We must run. You understand?
We lost people like that, man.
Those are the people. And Konamanje, people are just in here because of there's money in football. I can go for this course in 10 days. I've got a D license. I've got a B license. I'm a coach now. Hey, how na capacity? That person doesn't have capacity. That person agana uhlula nabo preza. I still have the respect for preza baselokishini mina. I go and sit down nabo. It's like ungitshela ukuthi uMahlubi. Mehlubi agana D license. Daveyton. Umahlubi, the number of players that he has produced for South African football. and also umjaja ngokuthi akana KEF B license, akana KEF A license, then you are doing a big mistake. A big mistake. Because that boy, a talent enayo. Nobody it's a God, it's something uNkulunkulu amnike yona. You understand? Nobody would have identified you. I was not at Daveyton to see you. There was a player at Daveyton, the short one, yadlala is centre back, Usjijo. That's a spread. Everybody was saying, but coach, he's short. But the brain,
behind him,
the brain, very intelligent. Very intelligent boy. As a centre back. And because Tsietsi Mahua, when we brought Tsietsi Wits, they were saying, hey, coach, he's short. But Tsietsi was one of the best intelligent with his height. He was small. Very intelligent with the height.
Comfortable as
very
well.
Comfortable in the ball.
And the technique.
And with Tsietsi, one player who could have played him 4-5 who could have played him left back. Could have played Tsietsi centre back.
Yes.
You could have played Tsietsi central midfield.
Yes.
You could have played with Tsietsi Lapayana Pambil Lapayana number 10. Because with Tsietsi, you know, Masufunu advance nabu Stanton Pambil nabu Ashley Makanya. Makanya we back in a first solo, but esebenzayo. You understand? But Tsietsi, one of the best. But he wasn't even in the national team with Tsietsi. He played for the under-20, played for the under-23. Very intelligent. Very. That's what we're looking also. We're looking at the intelligence. Intelligence. Because also, one of the things that you answer your question, why is Sundowns doing well in the department of HR? I don't want to call it scouting. I call it the HR. Because my job is not to come and watch the game on Saturday only. Even during the week, if I'm looking for Michael Nkambulu or Scapi, I follow him up at training the whole week. I want to see the team at Lalaguyo by training kanjani. Because the team that the way by training is going to be easy for him to come to Sundowns. Coach integrate mara even nhlangana ne-team yakho idlala ma-long ball amadlala ma-short call idlala ma-counter attack bayibiza transition manje and thina sibiza counter attack and it's the same thing because
language football just has changed counter press what it's the same football,
it's the same football.
Language
it's the same language because khona manje bayibiza ma-counter pressing you understand and then if you look at that and say but this boy can't play Lapayan also nigga my coach a problem because you must also know, as I was talking about accountability is very important for the success of the team. That department of scouting of HR must be sober, must be no sentiments, no aligned to the agents. Tina interest bulalayo into that department saying that we make ourselves friends nama agents. I don't have a problem, I'm not fighting with the agents. I'm saying be my friend because of your player is a good player. Don't be my friend trying to bribe me. Yeah, coach, Lelana, coach, Lona.
These are the things I think are
right.
right.
But our football, it's where it is today because of that thing. And abantu bayasaba ukhuluma ngayo. Because sibeke isinkwa phambili. Hey, isinkwa sana. If the boss is paying me a salary on the 29th, on the 30th, why ain't paying isinkwa sighting? Isinkwa is supposed is that boy to go and do well in the derby. Isinkwa sami, where I'm supposed to say, you see, khona manje ne, coaches are retiring. Coaches, the system is ama system yabasichitha. But to win a league 6 times, 8 times, 10 times, and say, Mara ushiyeni. One player, tell me, because I want to sleep peacefully and say, coach, what is it that people was ukhumbula ngayo? Ungangikhumbuli ngama trophy. Awuthi ngigcwalisa ama trophy. Ngikhumbule ngokuthi, you remember that boy Jabupule? You remember that boy Junior Khanye? You remember that boy Kagiso Sinamela? You remember that boy Stanton Fredericks? You remember that boy Junior Kaiser Anelka Mutahung? You remember that boy Bamuza Sono? You remember that boy, the late Moffat Mufoka? Now I'm talking, who's Moffat? Now if you understand the game, say, hey, This is how I want people to remember me. Don't remember me, I'm a trophy. It's okay. I want to change the lives of the people.
That's profound.
Currently, we don't have any player in South Africa that is playing in Spain, in Europe. You know? In Europe.
You're talking about South Africa?
South Africa. Who's playing in Europe? No one. Ile grinding yet. I'm happy. I've granted the results yesterday. We've granted results. Yeah, it's okay, coach. Doesn't matter. We didn't play well. Hey. What is that? Because what is important is the team to play. Why Sundowns is playing to the club? Is going to the Club World Cup now. Why? Was there any grinding in between? No. It's because of good football. When I grinding yako, uzoba udlalela ambangaba ku number 8, ngangena ku top 8 or singabe relegated because you are grinder every week. Because every weekend you ukhuluma ama coach wakho nama ama analyst TV bakhuluma nge the results are good football is not important. What is important is to grind the results. Are you going to play grinding results no Relebukile? No Neo Maema? Umshishi can grind the results. Umshishi is a football player. He's going to play football. And the results will come. Man, if you force the results, Umshishi is going to get injured. Like he's injured now. Because we're forcing results. And once you force the results, you force Umshishi to be in the box. The second boy, Alandele, some shaise. It's like that. It is like that. If you go to the Club World Cup, you're not grinding results. You're going to be playing the best of the best. I was watching Barcelona against Atlanta on 2 days ago. It was a 2-2. But the quality of that team, Atlanta, top. The ball mastering, pushing the ball around. No counter-attack and long ball, second ball, heading. What football is that? What is it that you are watching in South Africa?
Yeah, inzima, coach, right?
Inzima,
no, now I understand, coach. Was the question why you guys are not in the system nabo Sipho nabo Semba? Because Sam is knowledgeable as well. Angithi mina ngikhule ngibe nelucky to be coached by one of the best, Abu Farouk. Whereby basiqala isikunani yabona.
We had sorry to come in there. I had May Mahlangu. People don't know what I brought May Mahlangu to Farouk. I brought May Mahlangu to Safa Southern Transvaal under 19. Abuya Mpumalanga Secunda. It was May Mahlangu, it was Ujele. I brought them to Kaizer Chiefs first. I brought them to Kaizer Chiefs. That's why Farouk Bayogo Academy yake. One of the best May Mahlangu that this country has ever produced. Bapabu Meiko namhlanje. Yes, they are old, but if you look at that, look at this boy that played for Cape Town City, Mukochwa. Leave the age. Leave the age. Bring that boy.
Awareness.
Bring that boy into your team. Bring Lomfana Logus Kukuna Beku Sundowns Umbuli into the team. Into the team. Bring Umayema. Bring Lebukile. Master umhlanganisela abafana be-Pirates, then you'll see what South Africa will produce. Akuzoba ne-grinding laphana. Akuna ne-grinding laphana. Asiyo-grinder laphana. Okugunditshani neyihlahla. Sodlala ibhola. And so yathola amagoli. Last year, Sundowns was the only team in the PSL that will score 4 or 5 or 6. 4 or 5 or 6. The rest, 1-0, 1-1, 1-0, 1-1, 1-1, 1-0, 1-0. Once you score 1-0 every week, we 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 1-1. Upilanga on a borrowed time. You're living on a borrowed time. Barcelona on a good night,
which
will
is
score
true,
5.
it's a sad truth. Ama results last year benjalo.
Yes.
And it's like people are supporting South, but numbers don't lie. It was happening week in and week out. Beautiful football, but with goals.
We can say what we like about Rulani, Delela, Rulani this, but Rulani is a South African. He understands the way we should play. He understands because of we have mentorship with Rulani. Rulani is under our mentorship. Rulani, he was just not a coach that came, but a person. Mara wa figure la pagiti ku Sundowns na bupitso sinabo Semi, there's so much legends with Sundowns. Sino Godfrey Sapula manje lapho ku Sundowns. Sinabo Surprise Muriri. We mentorshiped him to be what he is today. You understand? But lama coach lawa, lama level, lawa makef, what 10 days, 12 days, bias rasela lapana, where we coaches and then what? And then what? What have you produced? Not even an envelope that you have produced, but you are rasa with me and you coach. Because Tatele Steve Kate, I've got another space la. I've got Steve Kate in my rooms. But I don't want to put it in here when I'm born. But my job, people when I walk into the street, people will say, Coach Floyd, yo. Opoka, left back, is coaching Gomorrah now. Go and watch Gomorrah when they play. Go and watch Gomorrah.
Oh, this is got your Ucho,
yes. Go and watch Gomorrah.
Former Babero.
Yes, yes. And I was telling Joe and say, for you to get this team right, you must get the right playing personnel, which is the players. Because the players are bigger than the coaches. But now in South Africa, we've put the coaches ahead of the players. Players are the bigger. Players are bigger than anybody. The show belongs to the players. Tomorrow's derby, the show belongs to the players. Not Nabi, not the other coach, but the players.
Jose Rivera.
No, but the players. You understand? Uvilagazi, he must be. Show yake Uvila. Huh? That show must belong to you. That's why you guys, when we were playing, Skara Ngobese, it was Ted used to say, give that show to Skara. Skara will do everything with the ball. Skara begal kibela round, I'll keep skip la pina, but whenza those will start again. And then we are saying it is disrespect. I get more if you are saying this is a disrespect. Also tata we na ukore sibone ukuthi uyakhona na. Mara because I will totally snogs to tour around now but it's FIFA disrespect to the opposition. I don't buy that thing. I'm saying if we are superior game, 30 polo game uyokora. Maratina siyakhona ukugibela silisele but no, you are disrespecting the opposition. Iparets lenzile against Tottenham la. FNB. People have forgotten. Paris belgibeli Paul belgibeli Tottenham imile koma robot. Because this is us in South Africa. We are good in that. Why are we killing our thing? Want to be a robot, just say Europe, quick football. We don't have players of konukdlala kanjalo. Asinabo. That is why Pesita will never play in Europe because of Pesi he's a football player. Pesi akafuni ibhola ligijima lenze. Yes, bamfakile yona kancane lento ukugijima but uPesi muhlanganise lo mfana waka Isaac Shai. Uthio.
I study.
Muhlanganise naye and you must see lama player ngokutshela ngawo bahlanganise wena wenze i-team and sithule sithi do sithi okay labathi we've won the league 6 times in a row siyalikhaba ibholo siyahamba ngenhloko siyahera it's okay but how are you gonna hit the ball if sikufihlela lona thina because ngeke ulithole uyabona ukuthi silayitile namanje la sokulayita emini silayite sithi uyalibona ibholo ndoda ngeke ulithole ilapha
score goals
and senzani they're working on your central nervous system. Once you start chasing the ball, your central nervous system get tired. Yenzani, you shut down. Ukabona mo driver uyakude driver for 10 hours ukhathele uforced uthi angifuna ukufika lapha, that's why you get to an accident because mo ukhathele you want to sleep yalala endleleni. Ifana nebhola once ibhola ulifuna kushama phasa 48 49 50 60 senzani we're working on a central nervous system sayidamager it means wena ngeke next time yoba ikhone wena so lokusiphasa so uyikhone manje thina sinika ama opposition ihope ukuthi singacompete nabo bayalikhaba siyalikhaba benzani we're equal selling. But if Tina, because say dribble, we are not encouraging our players to dribble in South Africa. As phone my players that dribble. No, this is Mickey Mouse, lento ayisebenzi. Hey, ingasebenzi kuphi. This is us. We need to dribble in South Africa.
Yeah, coach, ngifuna ukwazi how important is development football. in South Africa, do you think we develop players enough? Simbonile kuNorebogile Mofokeng is coming from a proper underdevelopment, proper structures. Khuluma ngabomjalife School of Excellence. How important is development? Khuluma nge South African football. That's my one question. Secondly, which current team do you think they're doing proper? They're playing proper football currently, and eyokugcina ile ukuthi wethu from Floyd Mogale. I think Mr. Floyd Mogale. Let me start confuse coaching. Ngicale ngequestion yokuqala. How important is development football in South Africa, coach?
My brother, development football is like a structure of this house. If the foundation is not right, the whole country will collapse. That's first thing. Because if there's no development, if there's no development, whatever you are trying to get, put the whole nice ceiling and what, it equal to nothing. Because what is important is the foundation. Why Messi is the best in the world? Because of the foundation. He was well developed. Coming back, do we have youth coaches in South Africa? No. Remember, youth coaching is a specialized area. The best countries in the world, they look after their youth coaches. In South Africa, youth coaches earn 2,000 or 1,000. Lo abadala laba bahola 1 million. And you're doing it opposite. It's supposed to be the foundation phase. The foundation pays. Foundation pays supposed to be the one that you take care of. Look after Floyd. Look after Coach Farouk. Look after Coach Sam. Look after Coach Terasipua. Look after those coaches. Those are specialized. And not anybody ocabanga ukuthi. We must headhunt. We must go out. Walter's supposed to go out and headhunt youth coaches. That must have a symposium to have a youth symposium. Youth. Because parity in a talent identification parity. You need to identify the small boys. Because in South Africa, you see, unfortunately, we have to look at a background here too, as Africans. We're not like Europeans. Tina, at the age of 9 years, no parents will want to take his son to football at 9. Still fragile, sasemncane, and again, resources. We don't have resources. A time I will never start into an in 9 years, agana moto, ofika kanjani Max Park. You understand? Noma angafika laphayana, the little money leyanayo fanele badle endlini. Whereas the other race, because of the regime that we're coming from, umntwana uma ekhula nge-6 years idla ama-noodles, idla ama-pie, idla ini, inama whatever we need. Already, 6 years ukhulile, 9 years, he can go, he can start. But lo wethu, 8 years usadla isinkwa esi-brown, esi-dry, C1. And then when people are saying, you guys don't know development, how will you know the development when the government is not addressing that part? Yakuthi masikhola thina esikolweni bebasilethela imali bisi mina mangikhula isinkwa esi-brown sine-peanut butter nebisi. You know how good is drinking milk, the peanut butter. But you see some other background families abana next ukuthi anga-investa kule ntwana until afika kuma 14, 15. It's when our development starts, 14, 15, 16, because udlikota, even though usadlikota, still not good enough. Udlikota, nama chips, ne acha. Agana ama vitamins, you understand? Agai a gym. I go to the Planet Fitness. I go to the gym. Nabafana be mamapun lapan be rugby 16 years. They're even huge. Bangako. You understand? But you'll see, Guti, the balance is not proper. And when people start criticizing development in South Africa, you guys don't know what is development, I'm going to play with. Yes, that is why I'm not worried about the age. Because our players in South Africa, they mature at the age of 27, 28, 29, 30. Koba aba matured. You'll understand if you're a South African, if you're an African. you'll understand why. Because ngale gap leyena 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. Le gap le because look, I worked at Wits mina 1991. We used to have a structure say under 8, under 7, under 8, under 9, under 10, under 11, under 12, under 13 and akunabantu abamnyama. Abelungu kuphela. Abantu abamnyama are those abahlala eHoughton, abahlala eBryanston that can afford. Uyazi ukuthi maqeda ukudlala lentwana fanele ithole isnack, ithole isandwich, ithole ini. Can I take my son to Max Park, ngimthengele isandwich, ngigibele itaxi, ngibuye endlini akunakudla? I can't. And that's where development iqala khona. Once evala le gap le 8 year, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yabona, but the unemployment rate is too high in the country. That is why ngeke sivale. You understand? That is why the development in South Africa is not doing well because of maturity, because of that stage.
Yeah, no, that's very good. The second questioning, if we which team do you think is the best team currently playing? It can be 2 or 1. It can't be more than 2. Imapama team that you think they're playing the way South Africa should play. Noma ngabe they not abekho kule peak wena oboyibhekile, but which team ucabanga ukuthi they're doing well? Ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi why those teams.
Obviously, Sundowns is a strength for us. They're doing well. Orlando Pirates is playing the way we identify it should be played. I'll go for Richards Bay. They might be struggling in Richards Bay to Laba corner. You could see ukuthi they've got good players, but they're not being coached properly. But they play in Richards Bay, you can watch them.
Since Papi has arrived.
Since Papi has arrived.
Zochwan.
Since
underrated.
Papi, look, he hasn't done much now, but if you know Papi Zotwani, I was following the team, Utongati.
Yeah.
You could see. But if you know the background of Papi, Papi is a product of Sundowns. Sundowns have been preaching good football. From Dala ilogi corner lento piano ku Sundowns. So Papi bayithola ilogi corner. Yabo no endleleni bayimosha ama coach, but ilogi corner, culture, philosophy, ilogi corner. Maybe Richards Bay, yes. Yes, Stellenbosch have got the respect. I can sit at home and watch Stellenbosch for 90 minutes playing. Though Panama moment where long ball lapo no lapo understand from Cape Town, but players there are decent.
In terms of the development structure, I think there's a background.
No development structure, they're top in the country.
Yes, I saw.
You see, in South Africa, just to waste time, South Africa, we have to align ourselves with the universities. Because of Ama University, they've benefited from the previous government, Panama resources. And then we've got teams in Johannesburg. Sine UJ, Sine Wits. Why is it not typical? And because of the high performances there, you need that high performance. Why Sundowns, Alspak Tawana, we're doing well at Potchefstroom because of Potchefstroom. You know, Alspak Tawana, Lapan. Basically, we're based at university because of the high performance. Because OTED believe in sports science. There's sports science there. And once you know the sports science, there's some of the questions that Sizoze. Konamanje, the number of teams by picking up injuries. The injuries are coming from the sports science.
Yes.
We don't know how to condition our players. We think anybody can come in and be a physical trainer. Because training football and training athletes in rugby, they're not the same. They're not the same. You understand? But once you can understand that and align yourself in universities, and because of those sports science, you'll understand and our football will change. That is why Stellenbosch is doing well, because of the Stellenbosch University. Because of Tax was doing well at one stage. Because of the high performance.
Yes.
The high performance. One team in Pretoria must tap into that, but he needs a proper sporting director. Teams must operate with sporting director now. No longer the days of Preza. Preza must sit in this office, Asenze Limali. Sporting director must be the one that understands what is sports, what is science in football.
Coach, your question is very interesting, man. Very, very interesting, the question. Where to from you? ngikhuluma ngamanje.
Me from here.
Yeah, you as a coach, you still want to be involved in the football, or awusafuna ukuba ku-football. Amagama ngizama ukuthi you still want to coach one of the team, or do you still want to find yourself ngikhuluma uzenzela your own, mhlambe ngikhuluma nge-academy or whatever. Ngifuna ukwazi wethu from you.
Izwisibhlungu le question leyo because of with the experience that we've got. I'm unemployed. Coach Zippo is unemployed. Coach Thabo Dladla in Maritzburg is unemployed. Those are the people that understand that. You understand? Not really, but because of we can help South African football, but we're too powerful for the bosses, South Africa currently, because we're not going to go there. Sibabu yes men. We you know. Babafuna Abu, yes. Do data scouting, yes, boss. Yes, this player we think, yes, boss. No. We need to say no. You think, boss, no, I don't think this player. But I think your question is right. I think I've gone past this stage so club. Maybe somebody with our vision, with our understanding, who understand the football way understanding a corner, the way South African people wants it. But kona manje ama shortcuts. I'm a shortcut, I'm a cut and paste. You understand? I think the best thing for me, because people but cool. Baga coach Ted laba bacon bear las, but we have produced players. We've helped the country. These ones laba ngakulu laba bama laptop. Benzan. The country is timile manje. We're a laughing stock. South Africa is a laughing stock in Africa. Our president, the president of KEF, he's from South Africa. And we are nowhere closer la payan. Every time Maganiga ma medal, South Africa ayiko. Whether it's under 17, under 20, whether it's Kosafa, ayiko. But he's a president of KEF. It's not right for him.
South African president.
President KEF. It's not right.
He's from South Africa.
From South Africa. We're supposed to be saying he has taken the game to the next level, Patrice. To the next level. And Nati, as administrators, as coaches, as scouts, as analysts, we must take the game to the next level. But Silla, and he's here. And I'm saying, maybe, my brother, I should start my own thing. Maybe I should have a good Samaritan who say, Coach, maybe let's take this thing. Because there's so much talent in the country that is not attached to the teams. That nobody wants to with trainer. You understand? You come to a township like Daveyton. There's so much talent there.
Brazil.
There's so much talent there. Because when you do the scouting, Walter will tell you, cinema heat map. In the heat map, there's a province that is normally producing quality. Daveyton. You can say what you like about Val. Val is producing players for South Africa. Because you need to know now Upapi he's a product of Val. You understand? Provinces like that, you Umlazi. You can't do away without Umlazi.
Yes.
Umlazi is good. Maritzburg. There's so much talent there.
They come from there.
Old John. And you're saying to yourself, guys, where are our scouts? Where is the HR department I'm talking about? Where is a scouting department if it's functional? Let's go in camp Mbali. Let's go in camp Mlazi. Let's go in camp Fosloras, Eval. Let's go in camp Daveyton. Then and see can't we come up nama gold. Kailicha. Who's going to Kailicha? Nobody's going to Kailicha. Kunabu, they've produced players at Kailicha. Abu Swahle. Kunalelo mfana lo Dabuka. He's from Kailicha. But nobody's saying anything. We're all worried about comfort zone la, mangse Soweto la, right lana. And to be honest with you, I'm a player of Soweto. They're not interested in ball. Our players are Soweto, but Tandimali. But Tanda must take game. Every weekend they make more money ku state game than abo preza laba baropayo because nabo preza bethu abanaqiniso. Ababhadala ama player. They don't pay their players come the 30th. So why should ama players Soweto azosihlupha gym the whole week come the 30th is not getting paid? Rara labantu laba bama team laba emnandini to weekend siyodlala intwaneni 2000. Baphila kanjalo labafana. Udlala i-state game, badlala top 4, bayawina une 2,000 or 10,000. Next week bayawina une 10,000. By the end of the month, uyihlanganisile 40,000 from ama stake. When wena ukune team yakho ujima Monday to Friday, uyadlala Saturday, come the 30th awumbhadali. There's stories. And you uthola ne grant at the end of that. So we might even blame abafana basoSoweto. I don't blame them sometimes. You understand? There's a guy, go to Newcastle, who's a scout, or Khuluma in Newcastle, Emadadin, where you've got Fanny Madida, we've produced Helman Kalele there. And you're saying, Siyabonga Nkosi, Babuya good that area. And it's like doesn't exist. Nobody's saying, but you understand? And that is our downfall in the country when it comes to the scouting.
Coach Nyabonga, nice interview. But I know. Coach man, well done.
Thanks very much.
I've got big respect. I'm going to stop. Mina ngithi ngiyakwazi ukuya ngebhola and we podcast we try by all means to bring people abazoba educational to other people. I'm sure other coaches will learn and I'm sure people will look at football ngendlela enye than ukuthi hype. Obviously, it's a game of opinion. Asisho ukuthi it's right. I've got big respect. The knowledge you've got in this game, players that you produce, you bazwele nababantu anyway. Ngishela all the best. Ngibonga ngamandla. Ngibonge ne-support yethu. Bafethu, don't forget to subscribe. Fana Daveyton 1520 Junior Khanye himself. Junior Thabo Khanye. So humble. Ningakhohlwa mele nisilandele na ku-Diski TV. We so humble. Sibonge ne-support enisinike yona 2024. Asiqhubeke nalisi 2025. Ngishela everybody umdala omncane. Kusho ukuthi unyaka konke kuvuleke. Yeah. Junior Khanye himself. Junior Khanye Khohlwa. Manje, don't forget hashtag World Sport Betting, hashtag Bet with your best on.